Alright, morning. So, the last stream I did, I was working on this prologue page, the first page of my comic, Jack Astro, and that was day one of me working full time, working on my own comics. As you can see, I've already started colouring the page. I filled in some details around the bottom here with the crowd, with a few random alien characters. It took me so long setting up the stream last time and editing the video and what have you. I didn't actually get much work done on my first day, so for the next few days I didn't bother recording anything. Just went ahead and worked and got through 14 pages penciling. It's kind of rough pencils. So that was in 4 days, which was really good. So I'm just going to record this again while I'm continuing on the same page. I figured I'd come back to this one and just go through to a finished product, and then I'll do the occasional stream on other pages as well. So just need to go and find my other pages, more recent pages with these characters, because I'm forgetting what colours they are. Look at that. So look at this one. So Outrage has got a good function for this actually. It's got a reference image function, so I can load that in and just have that in the corner of the page. I can set the size of it, and you can zoom in and maneuver around. So if I need a bit of a reference for the colours of the characters, that's quite a handy thing to have in the corner. I think, yeah, you can actually pick colours off of the reference image as well, so that's really handy. There's a lot of uses for that, just in terms of picking a colour palette. If you have an image with really nice colours, you can use that as a base for your colour palette on an image. So I'll just start blocking this in. Just recently I've started working in my loose colours actually before I ink. Found that's quite a good way to work fairly quickly and keep a looseness to the drawings. So I sometimes change my workflow in little ways like this and try out different things. So I might revert back to my usual method of inking first at some point, but at the moment this is working quite well for me. When I was drawing this character, forgot that he is a fly, so he has 6 arms, or 4 arms and 2 legs. So I just need to work out where I'm going to put his other arms. I could probably just knock them in, both that. This is probably a situation where it'd be better to be working in inks first, because it might get a bit confusing. But again, it keeps the drawing quite loose, so that's quite a good thing. I've just filled all of that in, which I didn't want to do. Let's just fill his eyes yellow. Now, I'm going for really bold colours in this this comic. I like working with sort of fairly pastel-y colours most of the time, but I do go with quite bold combinations of colour. That probably stands out in a lot of my work, that it probably looks quite child friendly, although hopefully that doesn't put people off, put adults off reading it. Colours here sometimes look a bit odd because I've changed my pencils to yellow from the blue, just so that they show up better against the purple background. But when you're drawing underneath the pencil layer, it can look a little bit funny. I've actually started colouring this on the crowd layer as well. I would normally make a new layer. That's fine, it doesn't really need to be on a separate layer. Some little fingers in for him here. So I've got a colour palette set up here in Art Rage that's really for my comic strip. So these pages that I'm referencing here for the colour were drawn in Toon Boom, which is what the program I was using for all of my comics. So I've got a Toon Boom palette somewhere which I may be able to export into ArtRage, or just export a JPEG and reference it in here. That'd probably be a good way of bringing the same palette in, so that I can get the colours all consistent. This is fine for now, just using an old comic image or an older page. I don't have any preset colours for this guy, because this is the first time I've drawn him. I'm thinking he's not in the story very long, and the only characters he's playing off against are these two really, Spider and Fly. So needs to complement their colours a bit. Thinking probably some sort of green would look good. Depends a bit what colour this guy's going to be as well. It's a problem when you have multiple characters all bouncing off each other with quite bold colours. You don't want them to clash. You want them to complement each other nicely. I've already got a lot going on down in the bottom of this image as well. Could even go with a sort of grey colour for him. Maybe a green on this guy. Since he's the guy talking, he probably wants to be a bit bolder. way to go. I'm going to stick these two on a separate layer, and then I can come back and tweak these colours if I don't like them. And I'm just going to chuck in an orange for this guy. I think he probably will look quite good if he's a grey colour, but just tweaking sort of saturations and hues and stuff is more easy from a base of colour rather than a grey. Not really any way you can go from grey unless you like bucket fill the colour. You should have some sort of pincer type things. Fair bit of this guy is going to be defined in the line work. Bit of a it's quite a cool colour to go with it. Right, just gotta decide what kind of a colour these handcuffs are gonna be. I've got a kind of metallic brush setting in this program that I've never used before. I'm not sure I'm going to use that. Doesn't seem particularly helpful. I just stick those in as white. It'll pop against everything else. Can have a think about that and maybe change that later. Something I'm very conscious of while working on this is just how much time I'm putting into each page. I've already put quite a bit of time into colouring this one, and this is another process that I need to do 3 processes a day, so either penciling, inking or colouring, and if I want to be able to do 3 of these a day, I need to be able to bash through them pretty quick. So if you're thinking that this is quite simple colouring, that's why. Because it's better to finish a project than to have something perfect and unfinished, which is something I keep in mind a lot. Right, I've already got a layer for this platform. I think that's underneath all these characters, so I'll just knock in colours for that. Right, I'm not convinced about the colours of these guys. So just having a bit of a play with the values, and you can just select each one individually. Yeah, probably swapping those two around in values is more. Ah, shit. I knew that'd happen. In the last stream I said how fantastic Art Rage was and it had never crashed on me, and in the second stream it crashes. So let's hope that save I just did worked. Yes, I haven't lost anything, and I'm happy with those colours. If we just do the panel outline, I think this page is more or less done for now. And I can always come back to this if I have any change in the other pages in this prologue. I haven't done shadows though. I need to do a shadow pass, and I may need to outline the speech bubble. So I've done that for most of the pages that I've already done, so it would be a bit too much of a shift in style, I think, although I quite like the speech bubble, the white speech bubble without any outline. I've started using that in my comic strip. So yeah, I thought I was finished with this page, but there is still a fair bit to do. And colour and shadow paths are all counted as one process, so I think in my production spreadsheet, so I may have to look at that, because that's probably taken me a couple of hours already to get to this point in the colour in this page. I can usually do a pretty quick shadow pass. What I've been doing recently is set a layer above the colours at about 65% opacity, and then I stick it on a overlay blend mode. I think that's the one I've been using, yeah. And then you can just fill in black, and because it's got the overlay, it'll actually just do a darker tone of whatever colour is underneath, which means that you can do a very quick shadow, which works on whatever colour is behind. Again, this is just something I've picked up in terms of speeding up your process and getting things done, really. And that kind of decision affects the style of your work. I think style is quite often comes about through shortcuts and what you leave out, more so than what you add in, really. Planet a bit of a shade to one side. Give that one a bit of thing as well. Might have to try something different on the platform, because that looks a bit too dark. So I'll do this one on a different layer, just to, and again I'm working very loose in the shadows. My colours will probably get looser as I go through, just to speed everything up. I find you can be a lot looser with things, and it doesn't really affect the quality of the final thing. Not enough to make me slow down. I mean, that's one thing, is you can often find if you labour over something, over a drawing, in any of the processes, you quite often lose a certain amount of vitality from the drawing. So it can be good to, if you work if you work in a lot of detail and spend a long time on pieces, might be worth just trying a looser approach and see how it affects your work. And I'm sure it'd benefit me to do the opposite, spend a bit of time polishing some drawings. Tone pass to the ground layer. Give it a bit more feeling like this platform is sending it into shadow. slight feeling of depth into that hole as well. Yeah, I'm just bringing the opacity of that overlay layer, the shadow layer, down, because it was a bit too dark, the shadow. have a quick look at the rough pencil compared to the finished page. And that's page 1 done. So, cheers for watching, and I think I've probably sped up more of this video because I didn't have as much to say on this one. So I'll probably do similar with the others, unless I've got anything particularly interesting to say. So for now, I'll sign off and just say cheers for watching, cheers for reading, and Merry Christmas.